Hey! Alright, y'all. Excuse the messy shirt. I just got finished sweating doing a video that will be out today, which required me to do a lot of physical activity. Alright. Welcome to the I Am Bruce Leroi channel. Obviously, it's your boy Bruce Leroi. Before we get started with today's video, you like, comment, subscribe. If I kick y'all ass! No, I'm sorry. I do already. Follow me on all my social medias. Twitter. Instagram. Okay? Instagram. This YouTube channel. Everything's at I Am Bruce Leroi, okay? My music channel is just Bruce Leroi. Now, we can get started with today's festivities. Anyway, so we're gonna get started with today's video. So this is maybe a little bit more on the serious stuff. We'll see if we crack some jokes here and there. If not, this content doesn't call for me to crack any jokes. I won't crack no jokes. All right. So I saw this dude. I don't remember the guy's name. He was reacting to this video. So first off, shout out to today's video that we're going to be reacting to. The girl by the name of Queen TY. So shout out to you. I'll have her video down below in the description of what I reacted to, okay? So it's why can't black girls be weird, shy, or nerdy? Now, are you a black girl? No, I'm a black man, half black man. Either way, still black. Now look, I'm gonna see if some things may apply to me. And it's just really a nice video to have a good conversation about. Maybe we can have a healthy dialogue about this, all right? I want to do more stuff like this. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, okay? Without further ado, we're going to get started. Very attractive, by the way.
Okay, let's be real. Growing up as a black girl who doesn't quite fit the mold, it's a whole different experience. If I had $1 for every time someone called me an Oreo because I wasn't the stereotypical black girl, I would be living my best life in like the most expensive condo in Shibuya, Tokyo right now. But the thing is, it's not just about being called names. It's about how people think we're only allowed to like certain things, or we're only allowed to be a certain type of person or act a certain way. And they put us into this tiny little box. And if you step outside that box, suddenly you're too different or you're not black enough. Today, we're going to break all of that down. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're a black girl, especially a dark-skinned black girl, there are these like invisible rules that you're supposed to follow from day one. And I'm talking about rules that nobody really talks about, but you feel them the second you step out of line. You want to listen to rock music? That's white people music. You want to watch...
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna interrupt her because I'm gonna try to curb my thoughts at the end of the video so I'm not interrupting her while she's speaking. But I love hip hop. I love R&B. Those are my two favorite genres. But if I had to compile a top 10 list of all time, 2, maybe 3 of those songs might be on there. 2 songs for sure. 1, Avenged Sevenfold Chapter 4. For those that don't know, I believe in one of my TikTok compilations. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe or maybe not. I'll put it in the description if I find out, right? Or maybe around this timestamp. The song I was actually singing, I don't want to kill you, won't leave until you die. One more form of vengeance, I close my brother's eyes tonight. That's the Avenged Sevenfold Chapter 4. I found that shit. See, this one, the older man used to have soundtracks that's hitting. Now every motherfucker like got the generic ass beat and got the same ass fucking like a low tone ASAP Ferg goddamn jig flow. Count it up. Count it up, count it up. That's every motherfucking rap song on Matt nowadays. Count it up. I ain't counting shit, nigga. I won't be counting fucking this up my goddamn my fingers. They got like how many fingers I got? Shit, I don't know. I got them behind my back. But listen, all jokes aside, the Madden soundtracks and even the 2K is okay, but Madden, the soundtrack is absolute ass. Like Madden back in the day, bro. 05, 04, even 03. Hell, I found goddamn Madden 03. Andrew WK Party Hard. Bon Jovi Every Day. 04. Avenged Sevenfold Chapter 4 is probably my favorite rock song of all time. I love Yellow Card Way Away. Now, for those of you that might listen to one of the songs, especially Yellow Card Way Away that I just mentioned, I want you to be aware because if you look, if you go to like the Yellow Card topic, because a lot of people like Ocean Ave better than Way Away. Way Away is like 3 times a better song, but that's neither here nor there. That's a soapbox conversation. Right? But beware, if you listen to Yellow Card Way Away and you don't choose like the streaming video, like you know how like if you're an artist and you upload your shit on a TuneCore, District, whatever case may be, you'll have a video, you'll have a YouTube channel called whatever your artist name, like for me, it'd be Bruce Leroi and then Topic, right? If you don't listen to the streaming version, that begins like na 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 na, and it's gonna fuck up your ears. You'll be wanting to throw your goddamn phone or your computer away. So I will strongly advise you, if you're gonna listen to Yellow Card Way Away, don't listen to some random nigga that just uploaded on their channel. Go listen to the streaming version platform of Go listen to the streaming version of Yellow Card Way Away. But I love that song. Who Sang Same Direction? Love that song. It's another rock song. Oh, Alter Bridge, Open Your Eyes. Oh my gosh. And also, Kill Switch Engage, The Reckoning. I found that. And I found some other rock songs too. But Mad used to be my shit. Used to find jewels in damn near every genre. Some good hip hop songs, some rock songs. It was like it was like you had a good amount of everything. Now the shit's ass. But yes, I love rock music. I don't love all of it. And like I like the beat off Final Countdown. I ain't gonna hold you. So rock, you know, I kind of like, and also that Fox Sports, especially with the guitar riff and shit. Like I ain't gonna hold you. That motherfucker be hitting.
Anime, that's you're trying to be Asian. And let's say you just get into K-pop. Now you got people really confused. They're like, what's going on here? Like, what are you doing? It's actually so exhausting. The way that we are held to a completely different standard than everybody else. It's like society already decided what we're allowed to like, how we're supposed to act, and who we get to be. You're not allowed to be a nerd. You can't be the one quoting Naruto or like Attack on Titan.
My soldiers scream out! My soldiers!
Shit, I ain't gonna hold you. I'll scream out the motherfucking Dragon Ball Z thing in a bit. Hold on. Hame! Ah! No, I'm playing.
What's that?
That shit was mad crazy. Whatever, I'm moving on. Pretend like I didn't do
Hello
this.
guys, my name is Luciano and today
I
Leroi
literally
invited me
screen. I didn't ask
to keep
the
showing you
screen.
guys my process to install my
You
system.
need a
I'm
press.
here,
I had
I
to go
wanted
to
to
head, but I get no press me.
They've got this narrow view of blackness, and if you step outside of that, suddenly you're not black enough.
This can't be. It says I'm 102% African. Why, Lord? Why, Lord? Why?
And God forbid you're quiet or introverted. Then they've got a whole other list of stereotypes to
Hey,
throw
real
at.
quickly though, it's hard to be quiet in a black household. I'm gonna tell your ass why. Let's just say, for instance, if you tired, right? So, for instance, let's just say one of your family members, like your parents or some shit, they come home late. Or maybe, it don't matter, parents, whatever, but like, it could be one of your family members. Like, if you're in a black household, you understand this. You can be tired of the motherfucker, and really, you don't feel like, it's like, you don't have nothing against the person. You just don't feel like saying nothing. They walk in the door, and they will literally hold it up against you that you didn't say nothing to them. And it's not because, like, you're trying to be phony, you're trying to be fake, whatever the case may be. You're tired as hell. Like, so they'll be like, oh, so you ain't gonna say nothing to me? Oh, all right. Ask me for another sandwich again. All right, cool. Well, you know what? If you don't want to say nothing to me, maybe you'll say something to the person, to whoever else you live with. Like, they'll blow that shit all out of proportion, bro. Like, so, like, yeah, it's hard to be quiet. Like, I was quiet most of my childhood. Pretty much all my childhood. I ain't gonna hold you. I was not as loud as, now I got a big ass mouth, nigga. I got, shit. Pause. But y'all understand where I'm coming from. I'll get it.
At you. Let's keep it real. White kids get to explore. They get to be weird. They get to try new things. They get to figure out what their interests are. They get to dabble and dip their toes into all different genres and, you know, different hobbies. Listen, they can explore guns and nobody looks at them sideways. Still, to this day.
The feds might look at them sideways. They're like, oh, yeah. Oh, AR-15s? Oh, that's not Call of Duty. Oh, listen, we got a Call of Duty go take his ass to jail. Oh, no. It ain't gonna be so school shooting around here. Oh, hell no.
Can listen to whatever music they like, join any fandom, and it's just quirky or even cool. But as a black girl, if you're listening to things or engaging in things that people don't really see for you, you're automatically seen as weird. Like if you listen to rock music, or if you like anime, or if you're so passionate about fantasy novels, boom, labeled the Oreo. Boom, you're seen as not being black enough, or you're trying to be white, or you're trying to be this and that, accept everything that you are. But honestly though, it's a lot deeper than the music that we listen to or the shows that we like. Black girls are expected to perform blackness in a very specific way. Society expects you to be loud, tough, and hyper confident all the time. And if you don't fit that stereotype, suddenly, again, you're not black enough, or even worse, you're seen as less worthy because you're not performing what people think blackness should be.
Submissive, sexy, sassy, three stereotypes of black women that return to our screens over and over again.
So in this video, I actually want to talk about a multitude of different things. I want to talk about the erasure of Black women in fandoms, the cognitive dissonance of Black nerds, why this matters, and breaking the monolith.
I ain't gonna hold you. I know I'm interrupted with some dumbass shit I'm about to say. I haven't heard cognitive dissonance since goddamn English class. I to this day, if you ask what that shit means, I'm like, I don't know shit. Hey Siri, you know the answer to that?
Of Blackness, growing up introverted, the impact of this sort of narrative on relationships, the wider implications of why this essentially strips away youthhood and authenticity, the professional consequences, and why all of this matters. Okay, so speaking of Oreos, let's dive straight into the erasure of Black women in fandom cultures. It really does not help that Black women are constantly erased from the fandom cultures that we are a part of and sometimes even created. Black women have always been active in fandoms, whether it's anime, scenes, sci-fi, K-pop, fantasy, comedy.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt some. I'm gonna try not to interrupt it no more. I'm gonna interrupt it with some dumbass shit. Like, I don't know if y'all notice or not, especially like when TikTok is like, you'll still see some shit on like maybe YouTube Shorts or Instagram. But you know how goddamn crumble cookies and shit be like, every time a Black person be giving their opinion and shit, they're like, and it's normally negative because their cookies I heard is fucking horrible. Thank God I'm not the type of nigga that's like, you know, I'm not really into, like, I was addicted to ice cream. I love my cereal. I ain't ever gonna get my goddamn cereal. I promise you that. But, well, you know, it was like this trend where it's like, you know, if a Black person do a commentary on crumble cookies, the crumble cookie thing, they'll completely erase it because it's normally negative. But if the cookies are fucking nasty, you need to just improve the recipe so people can just come back and something like, I don't know. But like honestly, when she said, that's what it reminded me of.
Books. But when people talk about what a nerd looks like, I'll be real with you, they're not thinking of Black women. I was reading this article, and I'm going to link it here because everything that they mention in this article is absolutely spot on. I'm going to look at my notes and read it here, but it says, as Professor Rebecca Wanzo points out, there have always been rich cultures of Black fandoms, but we're not counted in the conversations. When people picture nerds, they don't picture Black girls or Black women. They assume the average nerd is some white guy with glasses who's socially awkward but passionate. But where are the conversations about us? Outside of being labeled an Oreo, like at the very least, you think we'd be included in these spaces and in these.
Real quickly, I know I'm a pain in the ass. Motherfucker, stop interrupting her! God damn it, shut up! Say what the fuck I want to say. You don't like it? The video's in the description. Watch it, bitch. Here's another thing that the industry got to stop doing too. Okay, and this is something I noticed too. We got to start showing more love to female producers. Wonder Girl, and I shouldn't have to like be in the music industry or be an artist and go through fucking the depths of the scroll since 620 BC to find a female producer that exists. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the industry needs to do a better job, and maybe they won't because, you know, it is certain people, it is what it is. But we need to do a much better job of how, because I didn't even know fucking Solange was a producer until she recently, I think it was Doechii that went up on stage and shouted out. Don't quote me. It might have been somebody else. It was Beyonce or Doechii. It was one of the two. They mentioned female producers. But yes, I do agree that, you know, it is relevant as what you talk about. Yes, female producers need way more recognition and to be brought to the forefront. Like, you know, you got your Metro Boomers, your South Sides, you know, and all these great producers on the male side. We need to start uplifting the women that are outstanding at creating the beats, engineering, and all that shit. We need to start pushing them to the forefront. Like, I shouldn't have to go through the fucking depths of hell to go find a female producer or somebody that's really worked with pop and artists. So, like, we need to celebrate them, push them to the. We need to push people like Chloe, Halle, people that's actually doing their own production, even Ariana Grande to an extent. You know what I'm saying? We need to start pushing that a lot more, just in the music industry in general, especially in hip hop.
Like these things actually get acknowledged outside of the Black fandom spaces that we essentially had to create because we were kicked out of the main spaces.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
We're not seen, respected, or acknowledged as equals. We're always here, but we still get ignored and dismissed. And the thing is, like, it's not just about being, again, labeled an Oreo or being ignored. It's about how Black girls who are outside of that mold or outside of that stereotype really shake and shatter the stereotypes that we're all just one monolith. In reference to that article, Adam Bradley wrote in the New York Times, Black nerds create something that's called cognitive dissonance. Basically, we confuse people. The American imagination has always stereotyped Black women and Black people in general as just being uneducated, emotional, or hypersexualized. When a Black girl shows up
irrelevant, and I'm going to be an asshole now, I'm so sorry. As somebody that used to edit like that, where I leave the popping sounds when you start editing the clips and shit, I want to get that fixed. I don't know if it's you or your editor. No disrespect, because I'm enjoying the video, and you're saying some great points. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. You might get the popping sounds just kind of like fixed. I'm just saying. I'm gonna ask. I'm sorry, but I like. You gotta remember this. I think for like fucking 2 years in a row, I was editing clips with the popping sounds, and all you gotta do is just zoom into the motherfucking audio and just keep doing it. And hell, if you gotta like take one conjunction in a completely different sentence and make it seem like it's all one sentence, just do that. But like them popping sounds, they gotta go.
Up as a nerd, smart, maybe not sexy, unapologetically uncool. People are not feeling it. They do not give us the same grace that they would give somebody else. We break the stereotype. We don't fit in the boxes. We don't fit in the molds that they have created for us. And that's what makes people uncomfortable. A Black girl who is different than the image that they have created and are trying to project onto us essentially challenges the racist one-dimensional version of Blackness that they have been fed. And it's crazy because it's like, we are human beings. Like, we are allowed to be multidimensional. And there's literally nothing wrong if you do fit that stereotype or that trope that is placed on Black women. You are allowed to do that. You're also allowed to live outside of those stereotypes and be different than what people expect you to be. This is why it's important to talk about this. Black women who are different or are labeled an Oreo really challenge the myth of monolithic Blackness. We are not all the same. We don't all like the same things. And we are tired of being erased from spaces, whether it's online or in person, that we helped build. I said it.
Yup.
We have always been there, and we're always going to be there. But society is always trying to make us feel like we don't belong, and that stems from childhood. All right, so let's talk about being a Black girl who grew up introverted and is still introverted. I know some of you guys are already nodding. You already understand what I'm about to say. That is a different kind of struggle. I just feel like people have this expectation that Black girls are supposed to be charismatic and outgoing and confident and loud and rambunctious. Like, you are supposed to be the life of the party. You are supposed to be the one that's the most confident. But if you're not that, if you don't meet those, stereotypes or expectations, people get so confused. They're like, why is she so quiet? And then instead of thinking like, oh, maybe she's just introverted or maybe she's just naturally quiet, immediately it goes to, oh, maybe she doesn't like us, or maybe she's rude, maybe she thinks she's better than us. And it's like, why would your mind go there? People can't even sit in silence. They can't even observe, mind their own business about other people automatically assuming that they're doing it because they are rude. And I feel like the unfortunate part is that being an introverted Black girl doesn't just mean that you are different in social spaces, but it also can limit your opportunities. For example, in job interviews, there's like already so much research about bias in interviews and like bias against Black women and then bias against darker skinned Black women versus lighter skinned Black women. It's just a cesspool of racism on top of colorism, on top of texturism. And then to be introverted on top of that,
I don't want to be one of them guys. What the fuck is texturism? No disrespect to her. And at the end of the day, no disrespect to her, okay? But maybe it's something that I'm out the loop of. But textures, when I'm thinking of textures, I'm thinking about a goddamn, some fur, some clothes or some shit. I'm not thinking about a human being with a texture. Like, they're like, oh, your skin, it feels, you're a little reptilian. Like, the fuck? Like, nah. I don't listen. If I'm out the loop, I'm out the loop. But I ain't never heard of one person refer to another human being by their texture, but it is what it is.
You are fighting an uphill battle. And unfortunately, if you're not performing the way that people expect you to, immediately denied opportunities. And in practical terms, like if you come across as soft-spoken or reserved in interviews, they automatically assume that you're not capable and you're not confident. Excuse me for not putting on a whole...
I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. This shit I didn't get raised. I make it real quick because I know I'm interrupting way too much, but it's my fucking channel, what I want to do. Listen. I hate when a motherfucker, like, interviews be mad, annoying as fuck. Cause they be sitting up there asking, like, why should I hire you? Motherfucker, cause I showed up. Bitch, cause I know how to speak English. Motherfuckers, I'm educated. I know I'm looking you in your goddamn eyes. Let me tell you something right now. The job that you're asking me, number one, you're not even paying fucking minimum wage. That's first and foremost. Number two, I am not going to be fucking Trump's goddamn Secret Service agent and shit. I'm not applying for the CIA and FBI. This is a fucking retail job. Retail comes down to two motherfucking things. Hanging shit up on a goddamn, with a hanger and a rack, scanning shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you scan shit to it's like an anti-theft preventative thing, so you make sure that you're keeping track of all the inventory. And literally operating a fucking register. That's it. That's three things, and you know how to do those three things. You can work in any fucking retail job. Like, yes, I understand you might dress a certain way type shit, and the store might look nice, but it doesn't mean that the job you're asking me to do is that fucking difficult. Stop being annoyed. What are your weaknesses? Why the fuck would I tell you what I'm actually weak at so I don't get the job? Listen, motherfucker, since you want honesty, I'm late all the goddamn time. Yes, I said it. Yes, if a motherfucker talk to me crazy, I'ma say something back. How about that? Like, motherfucker, I would never tell you. Like, what kind of dumbass question is that? But you have any more questions? And then they'll literally look at you saying you don't have any more questions. Like, oh, maybe you're not interested. Motherfucker, I don't have any more questions. You did a fantastic job, sir or ma'am, of explaining everything I didn't know about this motherfucker. I have no questions until I start working. How the fuck you gonna hold that against me because I don't have nothing else to ask you? Bitch, you said everything. Congratulations. You're a great interviewer. You want a fucking cookie, bitch? Like, fuck out of here. This shit pissed me off. I had
TED Talk during an interview. Like, you asked me what my skills were. You didn't ask me to put on a Broadway show. And yet, that's what they're expecting. I want to tie it back to...
Yeah, this is what I want you to do. I'm poor. I need some money. I need it bad. Just call me Brad. I want to represent your brand. Get some money. I want some money. Please give it to me. Tired of chasing property. That's holding me. I'm saying like Chandler Jones did Tom Brady. Please, Mr. Boss Man. Please give me a J.O.B. I need it badly. A J.O.B. Like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, give me the fucking job. Like, god damn. My fault for interrupting. I know I do too much, man. But
to the professional consequences of, again, just being the Oreo or being the introverted black girl, whatever the case is, and how that impacts your professional opportunities. The way that people see your quietness or just the way that you present yourself and immediately imply that as this person would not do well in leadership opportunities. Meanwhile, we've already seen a lot of studies about how introverts are some of the best leaders. But
hey, you know the FS1 lawsuit? I'm just saying. And I'm not applying this to her, by the way. But I'm just saying, some motherfuckers climb up the ladder by get some back shots and shit. But, y'all understand where I'm coming from. I ain't talking about her.
I digress. Or it's like situations where black women don't get hired because they weren't social enough during the interviews. Our competence gets dismissed because we're not performing the way society expects.
She's a high performer. A strong black woman has likely had to outperform her mostly white and or male peers in order to get where she is.
Twice as good as them to get half what they have.
It's like there's no room for us anywhere to just be ourselves, whether that's in fandom spaces, throughout our childhood, or even as we grow up and are seeking jobs in the job market. And honestly, it's even deeper than that, because as a black woman, automatically labeled rude or standoffish just because you're not performing black girl magic on command. If you're not constantly giving off big energy, or if you come across as different, people automatically assume there is something wrong with you. You get passed over for opportunities, promotions, and even friendships just because you're not extra.
Let me tell you something right now. I'm louder than what she is. I'll tell you that right now. And I low-key don't think I'm an introvert. I think I had to be an introvert. I don't think I'm an introvert. I just think that certain shit in my life, because my parents are so goddamn strict, especially my father. My father was on my ass all the time. I think that's why I'm an introvert. But I don't think I'm an introvert by nature. I truly think I had to be. I'm going to tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. Friendships. Shake my hand. Okay. I don't give a fuck about your friendship. I don't want your friendship. You know what? You know how? I'm gonna tell you something about how these 9 to 5s be working and shit. Motherfuckers be buying each other shit. Like, give me that bubble tea. Give me the bubble tea, broke bitch. Give me the bubble tea. Yeah, make sure you give me my croissant and my Danish too. Motherfucker, if you think I'm gonna sit up there and spend $20 on your ass every fucking time you work, you got me fucked up. Bitch, I don't even spend $20 on myself. The fuck I look like spending $20 on you for what? You think I'm going to Starbucks with they high ass prices, motherfucking small ass coffee, the goddamn half this motherfucking bottle be $5. Bitch, you got me fucked up. Hell no, I ain't buying that shit for you. They be like, what? Excuse me? Pardon me? But nah, on some real shit though. Like, motherfuckers, like, number one, I don't want niggas in my business. I don't trust motherfuckers. Like, listen, if we happen to be cool, hey, what's somebody doing? Okay, cool. But I don't want friends. I ain't got time for this nigga. I'm busy content creating, making music, all type of shit. I don't want to be your motherfucking friend. I don't trust niggas, period. Women, it don't matter. I don't trust no motherfucking body. Everybody just weird. Everybody want to ask your business so they can know. So the friendship shit, I'm going to be honest with you. If that's for her, cool. And that's for me, clock in, give my goddamn money, make sure my time card right, make sure that, and the punches is straight. So my bank account, on the bi-weekly Friday is straight. You feel what I'm saying?
With that being said, I actually also wanted to talk about the impacts on relationships, but I don't want to delve too much into it because I feel like there's already a lot of conversation online about being a black woman navigating the dating space. Just to sum it all up, this just ties into the stereotype of being hypersexual. If you don't give off that exact persona that people have created in their head, again, you're labeled as too reserved or too shy. People expect these big, bold personalities 100% of the time, which again, there's nothing wrong with having a big, bold personality. But if you're not, suddenly you're too boring, or you're a prude, or you're not fun enough. And honestly, this can destroy someone's self-esteem. I often worry about just the younger generation of black women growing up with the increase of these digital platforms constantly telling black women you have to be like this, and you have to do like that, and you have to perform, and you have to do this to get a rich man. And I get worried about, impressionable young black girls who feel like they have to do this and that just to get a man, and they have to change themselves. And it's honestly scary.
Now, this is where I have to put a pause on this, okay? And this is something that I kind of been hearing about. Oh, the men in the industry doing this, and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something right now, and this is the honest to God's truth. Women put more pressure on each other. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Most men, especially ones that have some sanity, ones that are good people, they're gentlemen like we're supposed to be. We don't give a fuck about you wearing a bunch of makeup. We don't give a fuck about your long ass eyelashes, how you do your nails. We truly don't give a fuck about any of that. We don't give a fuck about you if you got a BBL or not. Like that, none of that shit makes sense. And honestly, you be sitting there looking like a motherfucking antique chair doing all these changes to your body and shit. But you're not doing that to impress us because, if you talk to men and really ask what we want, that's not coming out of our mouth. And listen, you have a nice body, you have a nice body. If your face card right, your face card right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But we don't give a fuck like that. We don't want you looking like a box of dental floss and shit to try to make us look. We don't ask for that shit out of nobody. We don't ask you to dress a certain way. Just like, as long as you look presentable, as long as your hygiene good, and I'm sure for the women, it's the same thing with the men. Make sure your hygiene straight. Make sure you taking care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you active, you in the gym. I'm not the brightest example. I do work out 4 days a week, but I'm not the brightest example. If you look at my body, I doubt you work out, but I do. But here's the thing. That's what I disagree with, because at the end of the day, like, women are there, y'all are capable, because you can't then say, oh, men are asking for this, and then try to sit up there and say women's voices aren't heard, when it's like y'all are capable of adults of making your own decisions, right? Nobody's really asking y'all to do this. Y'all are choosing to do this, right? Sometimes it's like, yo, if you want to get to this position, certain weird ass niggas, certain ones, not all of us, the loud minority, they'll say, oh, you got to do X, Y, and Z to get to X, Y, and Z. Speaking for myself, I don't do that shit. If I was ever in a position of power to help you, if you're qualified for the job, I'm going to put you on. I don't give a fuck about how you look or whatever the case may be. You don't have to dress a certain way, look a certain way. No, like, if we're doing business, we're conducting business. I don't give a fuck about how you look. I don't care about how you dress. Look presentable, make sure you're hydrated straight. And that's for me too. I got to do the same shit. But as long as if you're qualified, you're qualified. I don't care about the other shit. So the problem is, we got to stop infantilizing, if that's even a fucking word, women, because they're grown adults and they got brains just like we do too. So if you see somebody ask you to do some shit that you're not comfortable with, you could just say no. And if you missed out on the opportunity, it wasn't meant for you to have the opportunity in the first place. But I don't really like how certain women be sit up there saying, it's the men. The men always saying to do this. If you don't do this, the men are no. The women are making the choice to do this. You can say no. You might lose out on an opportunity that wasn't for you, but at least you keep your integrity. So I don't really like that shit. That's probably the one thing I disagree with.
Can really destroy a young black girl or a black woman's self-esteem, and you start to think, like, am I not enough? Like, should I be doing more? Am I supposed to perform some version of myself just so that I can fit in? It is exhausting, especially when you're constantly being made to feel like there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you for having different interests. There's something wrong with you for being quiet or introverted. There's something wrong with you because you are not confident 100% of the time and performing for other people. It's tiring. Like, we can't even catch a break. You can't even be quiet and catch a break. And honestly, I feel like this ties into the wider implications of how this impacts authenticity, but also youthhood. This whole pressure to be loud and outgoing and to be mature really, really impacts young black girls. And it plays into how young black girls are treated in general. From a young age, we're not really allowed to be kids. People look at us and expect us to be fully grown at the age of 12. We get hypersexualized, adultified, and forced into these stereotypes that essentially strip away our childhood. People want us to be this one-dimensional version of black womanhood. And if we're quiet, introverted, or even just not interested in being loud and bold 24/7.
Here's a real quick, I'm not gonna interrupt. I'm gonna try not to interrupt it for the rest of this video. I'm gonna try. Can't make no promise, but I'm gonna try to. You motherfuckers that's out here sexualizing fucking children, y'all niggas is fucking weird. There are people out there like that in the industry. We caught a few. We got a few. There needs to be some more niggas that's being exposed. But no way you should be looking at a 12 or 13-year-old, trying to. And also, I'm gonna take it even a step further. For the motherfucking dance moms and shit, y'all know that show on TLC where you be putting hella makeup on a fucking 12, 13, 11-year-old kid? If you doing that shit, and that's for the parent, that's for the mother too, and for the niggas that's allowing this shit, y'all motherfuckers is weird too. Why you sitting up there making a fucking putting Coachella makeup and shit, like a fashion runway makeup on a fucking 12-year-old child? Like, how does that, who are you trying to impress? Because if you're trying to impress the grown-ups that need to look at a fucking 13-year-old and say, oh, she looks beautiful, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, no grown-ass person, male or female, should be ever looking at a child and be examining their beauty. You're a goofy, like, straight up. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
7, you get judged, sidelined, or even mistreated. And honestly, I feel like part of the problem is the lack of representation. We just don't see black women in the media who parallel a lot of the young black girls today. Like, you can't go on TV and watch Brandy or Kyla Pratt on One-on-One or Raven and Not So Raven. Like, we just don't see that. Everyone nowadays has to be racially ambiguous or a lighter complexion or biracial. And that is our representation of a black woman. We don't really see the complex nature of black women in the media anymore. We don't really see like the black nerd or the black athlete or just like a variety of characteristics or personalities of young black girls or black women. Like, we just don't see black girls, period. Just being girls. We don't see that. now she's got to be racially ambiguous to be relatable. And I'm not really loving this agenda. Like, I feel like because of this, I watch less and less TV and movies because I'm like, I'm not even going to see anybody who looks like me. I'm not even going to see like multi-dimensional characters. Everything is the same. I'm just going to see another Zendaya dupe in the TV screen. Like, I'm just not interested. You're honestly lucky if you see a black girl who looks like your cousin on screen. And it's just quirky or alternative. Forget about it. I feel like it's just down to a few black girls right now and black women who are trying to create more representation for us and trying to show these characters on screen. But the fact that it's so limited is so disappointing. And I know that that has real world effects into how people perceive black girls. So you basically have to create that representation yourself at this point. But anyways, I say all that to say there is literally nothing wrong with being different or liking different things. It doesn't matter if you are into the whole emo scene.
Okay, so as you go to another point, so I'm going to quickly mention this, okay? So here's the thing. She said what it was. You're going to have to create it. So here's the thing, okay? And this is the truth. We got to stop trying to, it's so hard to try to, how should I put it? The loud minority. We keep elevating that voice. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking at, you're taking a loud minority and you're generalizing it. Here's the thing. I know, speaking for myself, I just want a good story. You understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing. The people that are representative, obviously, I'm light-skinned. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Like, it don't matter. I'm a human being. Like, I don't look at it. I don't keep looking about like, I don't like act like, no disrespect. I don't act like a lot of, like, you know I'm biracial, man. You know I'm more than one race. You know I'm not just black. You know I'm a black European. You know I got a little bit of Korean in me, too. You know that, right? Just let you know. You know that I wouldn't say I'm not chocolate, but I'm more or less white chocolate. I don't talk like that because I don't give a fuck. I express myself as a human being, as an individual. I don't give a fuck about saying my race 1,000 fucking times because it's irrelevant. You understand what I'm saying? So, yes, you're going to have to, you know, no disrespect. All the women that look like you, or, you know, they're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to maybe put a little bit more person. Because here's the thing, right? Hollywood's not going to do that. And here's the beautiful thing about this era. This era is all about entrepreneurship. So it's all about, you know, if I don't want to play a gay role, I don't have to play a fucking gay role. So if what's the name of Paramount Pictures or whatever the fuck productions come up to me and say, hey, you got to put on a dress. And that's all they're giving me is a motherfucker like who's a cross-dresser and I don't want to play that shit. I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to play a fucking mailman, I turn on the goddamn camera, get me a group of people who are dedicated and who are serious about acting just as much as I do, and film a story about me being a mailman. Get some good writers. I learned how to write some shit. So it's possible. This era, the beautiful thing about it is we're in an era of entrepreneurship. And if you're good, if you're skilled enough, even though like it's a lot of motherfuckers who get underrated on a daily basis, it's true. Like Corey Lingo, I don't know how the fuck, that's a separate thing, but I don't know how the fuck he didn't even get close to mainstream. That to me doesn't make any sense. It's going to show you whether the industry's priorities are. They didn't get their shit together. No way Corey Lingo shouldn't have had any sort of mainstream success or any push towards that. That doesn't make sense. But yes, you're going to have to step up your entrepreneurial game. So you're going to have to unite and say, hey, listen, we need more, for her case, more black women representatives who are of a dark complexion telling our stories. You're going to have to some of you have to step your games up, right? Because at the end of the day, we are listening. But if you're not doing nothing about it and you just complain, if you're complaining about a problem and you don't have a solution, it's just like, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. Are you just doing it just saying shit? But if you're going about and you're doing it and you're putting it out there for the right people to see it, you will get recognized. And you'll make way more money, way more often than you sitting up there fucking waiting on Hollywood to bring you a role where it's telling your story. You understand what I'm saying? So,
or if you like Tide Pop, or if you're into skateboarding, whatever the case is, like, just do you. I understand that it's going to be very discouraging dealing with people who are constantly on your neck meat, telling you that, you know, you're weird, you're different, you're trying too hard, you're trying to be this race or that race. But literally, this is your own life. You have to make sure that it's one that you live authentically. All of these things and all of these interests that you have is what makes you interesting. When you're trying so hard to copy this mold or to be someone that you're not, the only person that you're hurting in this process is yourself. All my fellow black girls who've been called an Oreo or weird or anything of that nature just because you didn't fit in the box. That box is boring. At this point, just build your own box. You deserve to love what you love and be the person that you are without judgment. If I just finished Kaiju number 8, chef's kiss. Amazing. 10 out of 10. But if you guys have any recommendations.
Okay, real quickly, just finish this off. I'm going to tell my opinion about a minute or two. Now, she mentioned society putting those expectations in. Listen, I'm going to even go even further, right? Because she's talked about black women. I think it's just black people in general. I don't know what it is, but our people have to stop trying to pedestalize, and it's not everybody, but it's too much of black people got to fit in this one mold, and that's the one mold we push. And sometimes, yes, it's these companies that are these racist-ass companies in industries that's doing shit like we pushing the negativity to the forefront, but also we're doing it to ourselves because we're not celebrating the black men and the black women that's going into STEM. We're not celebrating, oh snap, you got your master's, you got your PhD. We're not celebrating we're not celebrating black success. We're celebrating the ignorant shit. We're pedestalizing the ignorance. So it's not really just the society. I would say sometimes, it's not even sometimes, it's too often, it's our own race. And when we talk a certain way, like when we're educated, we look down upon, like, yeah, you ain't a real nigga. You're not really black, you know what I'm saying? And you have to talk a certain way to fit that mold. So sometimes not even sometimes, way too often, we do it to each other. And this was a conversation, I don't remember which Equals video it was, but I had a conversation about, I think it was the time where CD went off on a report and I criticized. I think it was that episode. I'll put it maybe somewhere in the description. Maybe I won't. I'll put it somewhere in the description. But here's the thing. I did talk about that at that particular time, but we as a people, we have to stop. And also, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, we are very divisive among ourselves. Every time I turn on Twitter, I see a motherfucking goddamn, every time it's like Saquon with his wife. That dude, Aaron Phillips, I think that's what the guy's name is. You know, he had a white girlfriend in the past. I think Michael Jordan had a white girlfriend in the past. Oh. And like, here's the thing, like, and I see this, and it's not all black women, I'm definitely not saying that. But so too often I see some black women be commentating on this, and some of the niggas who don't belong, like, motherfucking men don't comment about other niggas. Listen, we don't give a fuck. We're not supposed to give a fuck. So obviously you're surprised that some of the men be saying some shit. I'm like, bro, why the fuck is you worried about another nigga relationship? Like, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, mind your fucking business. Don't, like, man, we supposed to be in the fucking, we supposed to be working and hustling and grinding and getting to the bag. What the fuck we worry about another nigga's fucking woman for? Why does it got to do with us? Why we dick watching? You know what I'm saying? I even comment that shit on the goddamn Twitter thing. But every time I talk on my Twitter, every time it's like Saquon with his fiance or some other shit, no, motherfuckers always got a comment instead of like, oh, like RG3 and his woman. And sorry, my fault. RG3 and his wife. So on and so forth. I get this stupid ass commentary. So one thing about it too, it's not just society. We have to stop dividing ourselves. If we want to progress as a people, we have to pedestalize the shit that needs to be pedestalized. You pedestalize high morality, high integrity, being educated, being successful, not just monetarily, being successful as a man, having a family, being a leader, being a God-fearing man. We got a God-fearing person just in general, right? We got to start pedestalizing those people and stop pedestalizing the bullshit. Oh, man, my homie just got out of jail. Hey, yo, what's up, man? Hey, what's good, bro? That's how we loud as fuck with that. And for some odd reason, we got this thing where it's like, if you didn't struggle or your family was well-to-do, we start looking down on that. And it's like, how the fuck are you going to get mad at somebody because their parents were in a position to do well for their children and they did what a parent's supposed to do? So you're mad at the child for getting raised right? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So a parent was blessed to be able to have good careers, put their children through the nice schools, live in a nice neighborhood, and you look at them like they're less than, even though they're the same race, you look at them less than because they're educated, because they read, because they talk a certain way, because they're not talking like, yo, what up, boy? Yeah, what's happening, man? What happening? You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to talk like that. The fuck? Like, that shit is stupid. So we have to start coming together amongst ourselves. That's the first thing. Before we start asking for acceptance from everybody else. Because the truth of the matter is, it's very unfortunate. Some of these higher ups will never accept us. It don't matter if we completely are disengaged from the normal stereotype, we will never earn that respect or credibility or be given the benefit of the doubt, even if we betray every single stereotype that some of these people have in their heads, all right? So that's all I gotta say. I know I talk like a motherfucker, but y'all already know how I do already, okay? So, hot shit, Call of Monsters remix, that's already out. Your boy's still doing the skit. Super Bowl Sunday's coming up, man. Hopefully my Eagles get the win. It's in a couple days. I got a song coming out. The plan is to have it out by Valentine's Day, right? I'm not going to all the details. This video is long as fuck already because I made a fucking 16-minute video turn into damn near an hour. I talk too goddamn much. But it is what it is. That's Bruce Lee. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Go somewhere else, bitch. Nah, all jokes aside. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week, man. Enjoy the Super Bowl type shit. I'll see y'all. The next time we'll do a full-length video, it's going to be the Super Bowl. That'll be the last Eagles video for a long-ass time. And we done. We out of here, man. Peace! All right.